Greetings, family. Greetings. Thank you so much for tuning Black in. The Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360. I'm your host, Deanne, coming at you live from the Valley of the Sun, and it is sunny out there. Woo! And I haven't even left the house today because if I don't have to leave the house, I do not leave the house, especially this time of year. It's June, tomorrow's June. So, this is what we do, sunshine. We're going to have a rainy season before too long. So probably in July through September, I think it's the monsoon. And so this is what we do. This is, if you have a $20 ticket to fly out to Phoenix, there's a reason. So I just want to give you a warning right out the bat. So my basil, this is my beverage of choice. It's a basil tea. I get it from another place, but anyway, it's a real good drink. I kind of dilute it because it's so sweet and I don't do so much sugar, and so I kind of do half and half water, half just a little bit of refreshing beverage while I am going to talk today. So because I'm going to go into some issues here, have we ever had a moment of peace? I'm talking to my Black and brown sisters. Brothers, have we ever had a moment of peace? Have we ever had a moment of no drama, nothing, everyone is working in harmony? I don't think so. I'm not trying to be funny. It would be nice. It would be nice to have that experience in this lifetime. So we're in the United States. So let me go ahead and read the fair use disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act. Excuse me. Okay. Copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So thank you so much for allowing me to do that. I'm just going to go in a little bit on this 100-year anniversary of the Greenwood, Oklahoma massacre. It was nothing less than a massacre. And it was known as Black Wall Street. That is what this was, the energy, spending money with each other, blah, blah, blah. And that would have been nice to keep that going, Because when I was in Brooklyn growing up, my mother used to make some clothes and this and that. And so she would go to this lady, a little older Jewish lady, I'm going to say, that's what she was. And she would be my mother was a consistent customer. It was a place we can walk. Literally, we can walk. I don't remember, maybe Livonia. I'm not familiar. I've been out of Brooklyn for many years, but I'm just going to say Livonia. That was a main drag. I think it may have been somewhere off of Livonia Avenue, if you know about East New York. So that's where the number 2 train used to be a number 2 train. So she would, my mother was when I say consistent, 2 or 3 times a month, at least. My mother was making stuff for me and other people, so she was in there, that was her weekend stuff, to take care of, measuring and this and that. And she went to this, with the patterns and all like that. So she was really, really, did not give my mother an inch or two or three. She was down the middle, each time. That's what I'm saying. I grew up seeing that, I was observing. Now, going back 100 years, not having, I don't know what that store was called, probably put it out of my memory because she was so, exact, she didn't even give my mother like, a couple of extra inches, something like she was down the middle, in that line, boom, you know. Anyway, this is a community that we were building, you know, ourselves wealth. We were spending money with each other. I'm sorry, the AC is so loud. It sounds like I'm screaming. So that's what we would do. So we would spend money in our own community. So they built up wealth. This is the 20s. This is 1930, 21. So this was a peak time because, think about it, spending money with each other. Think about that. Think about that for one moment. Spending money with each other. Okay. So this is 100 years ago. We're not saying 10 years ago. It's 100 years ago. And I think there were 3 of the testimonials of the people who have lived it and they experienced it, and they're in their hundreds. One lady I think was 99 or somewhere in there. So this was horrific. These people lived through this assault and destruction of their own community because allegedly somebody looked at some white woman. I'm not, that's allegedly. But with that said, is that a reason to burn down the whole, blocks and blocks and blocks? So this is where we live. And the fact that these beautiful souls went and testified in Congress, many of them obviously elderly, they're in wheelchairs. They had, good mind and all like that. So you couldn't destroy the spirit of our people, even though they tried over and over and over again. You cannot destroy the spirit of Black and brown people. I'm just going to say. Because they've tried it over and over and over and over and over again. This is their MO. So imagine people who are just, 50 years, 60 years out of slavery, and they're building now. And you've never been enslaved, and you probably, So this was shocking. Again, I made the statement a few episodes ago. We were not supposed to survive this massacre. I'm talking about the United States, that we our great-great-grandparents witnessed this massacre in this country. We should not have been here. We should not be here, according to their estimation. Because they know what we went through. They know what we put us through. The fact that we're homeowners, we have businesses, the list goes on. So this is a total assault of people trying to say, oh, well, testify. You know it happened. You know it happened. A lot of people were killed then. These shop owners and keepers, they were murdered in cold blood. In cold blood. So is the United States trying to repair? They don't try to repair us, generally speaking. This was just, a pop in circumstance event. I think that's what it was. Because on Biden's watch, he probably did not want to just gloss it over. I think they canceled. They had something that Stacey Abrams allegedly was going to speak, and there was some other people, Black Lives Matter, whatever, whomever, and they canceled that event. How dare them? This is where we are. This is where we are. This is the pain, the insult over and over and over again. Not only to say, okay, the George Floyd policing act or whatever. President Biden, there's such a thing as you're an attorney. And, Harris, Vice President Harris, you're both attorneys. There's such a thing as an executive order. There's such a thing as an executive order. No one's doing that. Why? Why? I'm asking. Because I know the law. I have an idea of the law. And if something's back and forth, tossing around for weeks and months, we help. I'm not going to say exclusively. I know we help get you over the finish line. I know that. Because I didn't think we could endure another 4 years of the other guy. Mention that name. So we show a finish line. The least you can do is just say thank you, a nod. I know y'all hooked me up. Just to do that, go ahead and do the executive order on the whole thing of what already happened. George Floyd. That's been a year. That's already in the books as a year. I think the year was maybe the 25th or 26th, somewhere in there. So why not do that? In addition to reparations, our ancestors, these folks, I'm sorry, not ancestor, the Black Wall Street, as it was affectionately known, we were trading with each other, buying stuff with each other. Why not have a reparations for them? And then for that, it can go into reparations at a global scale, a national scale. Because my estimation, we have been pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps. And that's where they want to, Black people get a handout. We built this country. White House was built by slaves. Check behind me. So we know that we are due 10 times over. We have all been pulling ourselves up by the bootstraps. That's why in your mind, you have to sift through the chaos and confusion. See, the chaos and confusion will tell you, you're not pulling yourselves out by the bootstraps. You're getting handouts and all like that. Seriously? I bought a house in Phoenix, a townhome. I forgot to turn this off. Townhome. Excuse me. Let me just put it on mute. Townhome in Phoenix. No one gave me money. No one gave me money. I will say that. I don't know, in your mind, you're thinking, we're getting handouts, God forbid we get a handout. If you qualify, you get FHA or whatever. I qualified for FHA loan. And I took it, but they are looking for a down payment. It wasn't like it could be split out the door, just go ahead and move your home, your furnishings in. We don't have a note on you. It's free house. It didn't happen, you know. So in our mind, we have to filter. Something comes in your mind, you have to filter. Is this true? Is this false? And then you weigh it. It's like, better. We definitely know. We have not received, as they want us to be. Oh, you're getting too many handouts. When did we? I mean, everyone I know that have purchased homes, they had the money and went to the bank and took care of the loan. You know, it's not like I got a free house. That didn't happen. But again, the filter. We have to filter out the chaos and confusion, even if it's on the TV. Doesn't mean it's so. We have to be able to decipher what is factual, what is not. So we know no one has been receiving any handouts at some kind of scale that's going to break, GMP. It's not going to happen. Again, we were not expected to survive the worst massacre on this planet to people. And this was the Atlantic slave trade. So we have to deal with that. With 3 survivors, and they were in good mind, and they had memory of. I mean, obviously the speech, the notes were there, and they read it so beautifully, and you can tell when they got to a moment of like, it went back to in memory of like being reminded of that, seeing your home, your community burnt down to the ground. These are the grandparents, great grandparents that we are living with here now. They didn't go away. They did not go away. Okay. I'm just saying. These are the Chauvins who would be able to put his knee on the neck of a Black man and just have his hands in his pockets. This is where we live. So let's fast forward. We know reparations are needed. Definitely nationally, on a national scale, maybe $2 million, people over whatever age, whatever. $2 million, per. That's not a lot of money in this country. I mean, it's like maybe I think it's like 30 or 40 million. So that's like 2 million. And it's on, if you times it by, it's like 40, 80. That's not a lot of money. I'll say that. And if it's 10 million to, well, anyway, it's definitely not a lot of money. It's maybe under $100 million. That's not a lot of money. Tyler Perry is a billionaire. That's not a lot of money. It's really hot. I can tell. It's really hot. It's about 100 degrees. So, whew. Now, fast forward. You know what I'm about to say. March 6th, 2021. Do you remember that? You see it on live TV? I did. And now they want to have a commission. This is the ignorance that we are experiencing in this country. People think we are that crazy, and we're not connecting all the dots. Now, if those folks, white men, mostly, not exclusively, I'm going to say, I'll be generous, 95% white men and women. How about when the Million Man March 25, 30 years ago, no one stormed the Capitol? We are civilized people and being treated so horrifically over the years, over the decades, over the centuries. Enough, enough, enough. We know that we are civilized. We know that we don't mean any harm to anyone. There's a percentage of our people, no one's perfect. I'm not trying to say everybody's walking on water. Like in their community, there's a percentage of people just a little out there, but everyone deserves to live. Now, these mass shootings, last couple of months, had one over in California, what, a week and a half ago? This is where we are. This is the United States. So, well, the guy took his own life, but he would have been arrested and calmly, maybe taken him to get some food. That's what they did with Jill and Ruth, to get some food, and then took him to the jailhouse. 19 years old, you have so much hatred in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. He sat there with those parishioners as they prayed and had service. And sat there. He had a big bag. And about an hour in, he killed, I think it was 9. This is insane. Now, like I said, fast forward to January 6, 2021. They wanted to have a commission to study. This is the insult. This is the ignorance they think we are operating from. To have a review or a commission. I saw it in live. I just have one TV, it's downstairs. I just saw it live. Like, what commission? Don't insult our intelligence, please. Commission? That's what's needed. And I know Sinema, she's elected Democrat. We have Mark Kelly in Sinema from Arizona. I know she's not going to get back in there. Guarantee it. She did not want to go have the commission. The commission is like a study. It's a sophisticated study to say, well, what happened? How did, blah, blah, blah. Another taxpayer, whatever. See, this is why this country cannot go, we're not going to be what am I trying to say? We are not going to be the Chinas. We're not going to be China because they do it. They have get it done. One and done. Boom. We have to have a study. We have to do this. And then we have to have a review. And then we have to have the vote. I don't think they're put together like that. I mean, I know they're a different type of system, but they get it done. There's no question. We want to believe we are the superpower, the mothership of all motherships. No. No. That ain't. That's not. Again, we're being told one thing, and probably the opposite is true. So, why are we preventing, or the people who spoke Greenwood, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, also known as Black Wall Street, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They talked beautifully and shared their experiences and blah, blah. And, I think it's a popping circumstance, like I said. I don't think there's there's reparations coming. It would be nice. I'd like to get a couple million in my household. Definitely. You know how much money? Now we're smart. We can't go buy Fendi and Gucci and all this stuff we don't need. Don't give the money back. Don't go and return the money to Fendi. Oh, it's not about that. We need to build generational wealth that has been taken from us. We worked free for over 200 and some years. And the White House definitely was built by slaves. A few of our presidents owned slaves. I got so many stories. I can just take a drink. And this is the reality. Am I lying? Just tell me. I don't think so. But again, everything is gonna come back around. Because we are at a point in this history that's being written. History is going to prove itself because George Floyd happened, unfortunately. That young man lost his life for no reason, for $20. $20, allegedly, $20. And you have Chauvin. Until he is locked up, permanently locked up, just loose lips sink ships. Just don't even go under, the cameras and all this stuff. And, oh, I was a juror. I'm like, don't do that. This man is not in prison. He can get out on a technicality at this point. I don't want that to happen. We know where we are. Let us not be fooled. If we get the reparations, is there a commission right now? Has Biden, they won't even get the commission for the insurrection January 6th. So what's on the table? See, we go and give our vote. We have a list. You need to have notarized. Just notarize this document right here. Come on, Biden. Come on, Kamala. I'll need to notarize this. This will stand up in court. We give our vote willingly because we know it's got to be better than other guy. Just because it has a D after the name, don't make it so. You got to look at the actions. Actions speak louder than words. That's an old saying. Action speaks louder than words. You could tell me anything. What are your actions? The fact that there is not going to be a commission on the insurrection January 6th. About that. So, okay, here's my kitty cat. I knew she was going to pop up here. You saying hi to everyone? She's a cutie cat. Kitty cat. Okay, get on down. That's Bonnie. I have Bonnie and Button. They're precious babies. Anyway, but yes, this is where we are because it's so many assaults, like the burning of this community. That was a strong community. It was vibrant. We don't even know what over 100 years would have done to that industry. The industry alone money. We were exchanging, and it just, we could have perhaps had our own Amazon from that. You don't know. We don't know. Unfortunately, we will never know what that event of destruction would have the destruction would have caused chaos and confusion, and perhaps all the lives that were taken, and what would have come if that had never happened. We don't know. We don't know. So I want to link Tulsa, Oklahoma to January 6th, because the difference is they both have commonalities. These were white men and women on both sides. Tulsa, Greenwood, and January 6th, 2021. These were, people died both times. Both cases, people died. People lost their lives. People were killed. People were killed. So I'm looking forward to reparations. I'm looking forward to a time that we don't give our vote away. Like, oh, it's ready. I'm ready to get the guy out of here. He's a crook. We know all that, but whatever. But what's worse, a D with after the name or an R? It's all the same. Don't be fooled. It's all the same. I was doing reflection today, and my grandparents, my paternal grandparents, they came out of the South. They moved to New York. This is the 30s, because my father was born in 31. So I think he was 2 years old, and his parents came up here, came up to Brooklyn, and bought a house. Like maybe a year or two later. So no one gave us anything. So we are like, you have to build those filters. You have to be able to understand no one has ever given us anything, number one. If you qualify for whatever grant, if it's well deserved, it's well deserved. You get in line like everyone else. No shame in that game. But to destroy a whole community, this is the anniversary. And those three precious people that came before the committee said we need to be repaired. Even though we're 100 years old, our families, our livelihood went up in smoke. They went up in smoke. And now, fast forward to January 6th, 2021. The attempted coup, the insurrection. I'm just saying, I'm calling it like I see it. White men. Why are they angry? Everything has been handed to you. Everything. When I see people, we don't have as much of a homeless population like a lot of major cities. Atlanta for sure, because I've lived there, so I know it's off the chain there. But I'm just saying, when I see certain people, I'm just saying, like, if they got a haircut and they could probably walk into any office and take a shower, have a fresh shirt. People out here don't dress too much up. It's 10,000 degrees, so we don't have to dress up, Put on some khakis, have some Dockers on, a press shirt, go in there and get a job. I couldn't even get. See, this is what I'm saying. This is where we live. When we tell the truth, it'll set us free. White people need to hear the truth. you definitely need to hear the truth. You're being told the same lies we are. Most of us are like, got the filter off. We're not sleeping as much. We're not using drugs as much, hopefully. We're not drinking alcohol as much, hopefully. And we're clear in mind, body, and spirit. So thank you so much for tuning in. Another report, the Melanin Report 360. A new day is coming. I do feel a new day is coming. I don't know what's going to happen before the new day comes into being, but something has got to change because of these two separate incidences 100 years later. And those folks with Greenwood, Black Wall Street, and insurrection, how many people were prosecuted? How many people were put in jail or prison or had a hearing? They were able to go home, just like 100 years ago. Those people were able to go home to their homes and they were protected. And these are our ancestors. Lost everything. And they didn't even pay out. You know they had insurance. They didn't even have to pay. They did not have to pay out. The insurance companies did not pay out. So we re-assaulted each and every turn. Each and every time. So enough is really enough. We should be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And what I'm saying to you, in 4 years, or 3 years, I'm saying 4, there'll be another election. And if we can have a list notarized, reparations on that list, it'll stand up in court, have them sign off on it. I mean, we got to play hardball. We have to play hardball. That's what they're doing. And we've been building these schools. We've been building, you name it, we've done it. They didn't expect us to survive. Remember that. You are a joy and understanding your place in love and peace and your global citizenship. I mean, if I get $2 million, when I get $2 million, if it's this year, next year, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know if I'm going to stay in this country. I just don't know. I don't know. I'll keep property here, but I've been, it's just like, well, haven't we seen enough destruction of lives? That in and of itself. I got a girlfriend over in Ghana. She said, girlfriend, when you get here, let me know. We got you. So I'm definitely considering, and all things are on the table. So we have to see, really, like I said, have a list. I'm not kidding. I mean, I'm a checklist person, in my life. I did this, check. I did that, check. I have a to-do list, I did this, boom. I'll do this tomorrow, boom. Okay. This is where I am. So when we have a list notarized, Kamala, Vice President Kamala Harris, and President Joseph Biden, it's going to be notarized. And when you sign it, it'll stand up in a court of law. And you're both attorneys. We don't need any more lip service. Oh, yeah, once we get in, you see how that worked out. Yeah, we see how that worked out. Because they've been in, 6 months, 5, 6 months? Anyway. All right, I can go on and on and on. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe to my channel. The Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360, the Melanin Report 360. I'm your hostess, Deanne. I'll be back tomorrow. Same bat channel. I think it's 2:30 Pacific, 5:30 East Coast. All right. Take care. Be safe. Peace.